Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gemma's Window. If you have followed the calculations in the box below and determined you are a power year number 9, then you are at the right place. Hiya, nines. And if you are a power year number 9, that means March 2020 is the month of 3. Now, I'm going to review those numbers with you in just one moment, but I do want to remind you, nines, that you only have to calculate your power year once for the year of 2020. Every month your number changes, but that's where I come in, and I will tell you what your number is, and I'll tell you all about what it means. So if you are in a power year number 9, technically it's a year of endings for you. It's the last year of your cycle. So all the seeds you planted in power year number 1 have come to fruition, wrapped up in 9, cycle of 9, and we'll start all over again next year for you. So does it mean that everybody's dying around you? No, it does not at all. Does it mean someone could? Yeah, I guess. But more than likely, and 9 times out of 10, it's about an idea, a way of life, a relationship, a job, a place where you've lived, school, you've gotten your certification, an unpleasant lawsuit. It's good things. It really is. It kind of is jolting sometimes when things end, but it always means a new beginning. Now, your month of 3, you're in March, the month of 3. 3 is meant to be a lighter number. It's a lighter number, a number that's more, it should be more fun. It's a dating number rather than being serious. It might be a month where you meet someone rather than buckle down into a relationship. All of that heavy stuff comes next month in April. But for you and 3, it should be a little bit lighter. Now, the thing about 3 that I find, and I've never read this anywhere, but it's my experience and I'm sticking to it, I think 3 creates drama. So if you are an artist of any kind, or you do anything of a presentation type venue or writing, it's a very valuable month for you. It's a month where you might make some headway, get that part. But privately, you attract drama and you cause drama. So there can be all kinds of things happening in this month of March. Who knows? Because it's a month of 3. So let's do this, nines. Let's shuffle the cards and let's take a look for those of you who have a job. Let's take a look at what the cards have to say. And then we're going to take a look for those of you looking for a job. Now, any words I say during either segment also applies to those of you who are thinking of leaving the job they're at to look for something else, for those of you who might have applied and are waiting for feedback while you have another job. For those of you who have just left something and you're wondering, did you do the right thing? Anything to do with the job, the words that I use can apply to. So, but I do break it down into 2 segments. So let's take a look for those of you 9s who are working and have a job. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. All right. So, what we have here is we have 9s that I have my fear of loss or loss of money card. Okay, and that's where you're coming from. That's what's kind of bothering you or painting your world right now. Is you're coming from a place where you don't want to go back there, possibly, where you were worried from month to month. You were worried about money or not making enough, or is the company going down? Is the company losing money? Fear of loss in some way of tangible things. is where you're coming from, and it's coloring where you are. Now, I have a 5 of Cups card. Now, the 5 Cups is generally about relationships, but we're gonna make a different take of that for those of you in the know. 5 is about change and fluctuation, and the universe may force change upon you if you're not doing it yourself, or you're missing the cues, or something's opened up somewhere for you that's better. So you get kind of jostled a little bit. And this is my abandonment card. And I tell people, when we're talking about work, I find that this is the card that says, okay, others are getting laid off around you, and you're the one left holding the bag or handling the work. Or you feel like maybe you've been let down, or you're being put out there and made to be very independent in the workforce, when you're like, I don't really know what to do, but you're leaving me on my own here. But it's meant to be that way. There's a shakeup going on for you here, 9. And again, you're in this month of 3, and it's meant to be light. But as you can see, it isn't. It isn't always light. There's drama happening around you, upheaval, changes, movement. And you're like, my God, what is going on? Now, coming into your being is, you're actually going to be talking to the right person or people who are going to guide you through this and tell you what to do. And you're going to be like, okay, I can do that, and I can do that. But I feel so much better because I was able to talk to you, or I was able to talk to someone who could smooth things out for me, because there has been all this topsy-turvy that I am coming from. And that is in the workplace, 9s. That is in the workplace for you. So things are going to calm down, and you're going into a card of 7, which is a card where you're going to be able to stop being so active, racing around, or being bounced like a ball by various employers. And you're going to be able to be quiet and think moving forward, and absorb, and not have to worry so much or work so hard at something. Well, that's pretty heavy. And okay, forget about light and frivolous. maybe that's coming somewhere else in the reading. 9s, let's take a look at those of you who are looking for work. Let's see what we can expect. And you're in this month of 3. Now, this can mean that you randomly socialize with someone in this month of 3 who gives you a lead, who makes a connection for you. Let's take a look, 9s. Let's take a look. La 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 la. Okie dokie, here you are. Oh my goodness, and you're at the beginning of a new frontier, 9s. You have the Fool card. Now, the Fool card is someone who is kind of sticking their neck out into the unknown. Okay, so you're looking for a job, and you're kind of unemployed, and you're thinking about well, maybe I should do this, and maybe I should do that, and gee, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? And I really would like to try this, and I've always wanted to do that, and I'm kind of eager to do these things. Now, you're coming from a place where you feel like you've come to a crossroads, and that you're kind of bored and backed into a corner, and you're like, well, I've come to the end of the line here, and I'm kind of bored of it anyway, and I really don't know what to do. And what I tell people is this is my backed into a corner card, and the only way that you're going to get motivated is to motivate yourself. It's not going to drop out of the ceiling, but it looks to me like you are kind of motivated. You are kind of excited about some things, and then boom, something goes awry. Something goes awry with these new plans that you thought you had, this new direction that you were going to go, and you get kind of disillusioned over it. So I want to suggest to you that it doesn't mean that it can't happen, and it doesn't mean that it can't work out, whatever this new frontier is. If you're out there, you're looking at a new road or a new idea or a new way of life, because you've been freed. I just feel like you hit a wall of disillusionment where you're like, okay, maybe I can't do that right now. Or maybe I bit off more than I can chew. And I'm not too sure. Now, you're going to be going into the month of April, and you're going to be in the month of 4, and that's a very practical month where you will force things to be more clear for you, and you'll be able to see more clearly these things and thoughts that you wanted to do and try. Just say, well, you live on the East Coast and you thought, well, you know what, maybe now is my opportunity to move to the West Coast and get that job on the West Coast. And then all of a sudden, floods or fires consume the West Coast, and it's like, oh, I was going to rent that apartment and it burned. We have to wait and see what happens for you in April as to where does the universe really want you to go? Because it's going to kind of cut off maybe an opportunity or a thought that you had, Nines. Okay. I don't think that that's a bad thing, Nines. I think that you have to wait and see what it is and what happens. Nines, let's take a look at relationships for you. Now, if you're in a relationship, and then we're going to look at if you are looking for one. Now, 3, which is your number for March, usually is about light, flirty, and fun. Let's see what happens if you're in a relationship and you are a power year number 9. This is a great card, Nines. This is the engagement card or the commitment card. So to me, that's where you're headed. You're coming from a place of limbo. So you've been coming maybe from a place of limbo, or the person you're involved with, they wanted to go one way, you've wanted to go another, and you're coming from a place of limbo, and you're moving into something more concrete, more of a commitment, more on the same page. Now, lastly, what's coming into being is, I feel like, now this 8 of Pentacles is, you're almost at the end of a cycle there where you're either going to have a quick engagement, or you've decided to move in together, and it's not going to be long until you do. I feel like you're gonna take this idea, whatever it is, and you're going to run with it, and you're going to make it work. It's like you're going to put it into place so fast so that your partner can't turn around and go, well, I'm not sure, maybe we should have a long engagement. It's like you're going to book the hall before your partner can change their mind. And I think you're going to do it. I think you're going to achieve it. Now, I had a card that fell out, Nines, and hey, Nines, okay, here's a little advice for you. Not to strong arm. So when you want something from your partner, it's to be sugary sweet is the way to get where you want to go. Do not strong arm. Keep your big opinions, or opinions that could start a conflict with someone that you care about, to yourself this month. Keep it light. Keep it light, Nines. Keep it light in the month of March, okay? Now, let's take this same deck and let's shuffle, and let's take a look for those of you, Nines, who are looking for love. Now, all of these words can apply to people you're waiting to get back together, or things, you have a unique circumstance. These words, whatever I say that fits your situation, well, it applies to that too. So you're looking for a relationship, And I feel like there's going to be a ricochet kind of thing going on, whereas maybe something passed you by, maybe someone passed you by, some kind of an opportunity, and I feel like you're going to get another chance at that opportunity. And the outcome is our Sun card, which is all your wishes and dreams and hopes come true. So I also feel like if a random situation happens where your car breaks down somewhere, I feel like this random serendipitous situation where all of a sudden Ms. or Mr. Right appears on the scene, in the tow truck to tow you away, or something along those lines. I just feel like good fortune is coming your way in the way of love, and the universe is what I'm getting here is that you haven't had horrible past experiences. Maybe something got cut off, or a relationship got cut off, or a process got cut off, and you had to stop it. You had to stop doing the computer dating for 3 months because you had to take care of your sick mother. Something like that, whereas that you were having some luck, and I feel like it's going to get kicked back into gear again for you this month, Nines, and that you indeed are going to have what you want in the way of love, whatever that is. Our last segment, Nines, would you think, please, of a specific question? A specific question, anything that you want at all. It can be, again, about love. It can be about business, again. Anything you want. And you can also ask for somebody else. You can say, will my mother do this? Will my sister have that? I'm going to pull, what's the best we can expect for your question, okay? And then I would ask you to tweak my words and make them fit your question. Just don't change the outcome. Okay. 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 Okay, 9. So well, I feel you leading in this situation. I feel that you're a leader in this situation, or you want to lead in this situation. And I feel like this has been something that you've had on your mind for a long time, or it's been going on for a long time, or it's with a person that you know really well, a good relationship, or maybe it's your work life. You've been working for a long time. And I feel like you have been forcefully going and focused towards an outcome that you've had in mind, and then all of a sudden the brakes are on. And I have the lack of confidence card. You're like, well, maybe it isn't the right time. Well, I always thought this was what I wanted, but now I'm not too sure if it is what I want. And I feel like in this month of 3, this month of March, it's just not the best month to make a decision. It's just not. I think you have to wait until April I think that the dust is going to settle, and you're going to feel more, you're going to be back again on, okay, that's what I want. That's what I want. I know what I want. I feel like you need a little bit more time to get familiar with the situation, or think about it, or be around it, or even work it. If you're at a new job or something, you may even need more time to work it, to really understand, do I really want this or I don't? I just don't think this is the decision-making month for you this month. It's funny, it's like you were headed towards a goal so strong, and 9 is the year of endings. So you could have been looking at wrapping something up, and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Now I'm kind of second guessing myself. So you know what? As a friend of mine tells me, if you don't know what to do, then don't do anything. And hang in there a little while. and wait and see what happens. Nines, I thank you so much for joining me this month. Please jump onto my website if you have any questions at gemmaswindow@gmail.com. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you. Looking forward to seeing you next month, Nines, when you're in the month of 4 for April. And that means we've got some work to do. Bye for now.